Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The BJP is in search of a young, dynamic leader who it can project as its face for the future. And at this point, Tejasvi Surya seems to be the hot favourite. In just a few years, Tejasvi seems to have come a long way. He was allowed to contest from the prestigious Bangalore South seat in the Lok Sabha elections of 2019, which of course he won by a very impressive margin. He was put as part of the Standing Committee of Information and Technology, the Parliamentary Standing Committee. He was then made the president of the BJP's Yuva Morcha, which is its youth wing. And now he's campaigning across West Bengal and Bihar. And really, these are states with which Tejasvi has no connection. So this goes to show how much the party is trying to project him. Now, what is the issue with the BJP at this point in terms of the profile of its leaders is that it seems lesser and lesser like a young party. It looks increasingly like an old party, even though its oldest members like L.K. Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi have been in the Margdarshak Mandal. This is essentially because the entire weight of the party is concentrated among the top two, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah. And of course, its strong regional leaders, but its second rung or its third rung seems to be completely missing. This is something I've written about earlier. The bench strength of the party is a big problem. It's got an uninspiring second rung of leaders. If you look at the cabinet, it's full of mediocrity. In fact, to fill an important portfolio like external affairs, they need a lateral entrant. And now with the finance ministry in such tatters, this is again something I've argued about, a lateral entrant may not be a bad idea. Essentially, the party needs talent and it needs someone that can speak the party's language. Now, why do I think Tejasvi fits the bill? Well, many reasons. One, he's an educated lawyer. Party sources say he seems to have a good grip over policy issues. He's articulate. He's a fiery orator. He is social media savvy, which is really quite a requirement in modern day politics. But most importantly, he has no qualms in brandishing the Hindutva sword, in talking toxic, and in ranting against minorities. So he can speak the party's language. He can talk the way the party would like him to talk. Essentially, he can polarize rhetoric against Muslims, and that is something that comes in handy when you want to make your way up the BJP. Tejasvi has also done the ABVP RSS cycle, so he completely fits the bill of someone who's risen up the ranks. He comes from a BJP family, so there are many tick marks that he can against his name, including, of course, the fact that he's managed to win a difficult election with an impressive margin in 2019. Now, essentially for the BJP, how have they shown importance to Tejasvi? Of course, they preferred him over Anand Kumar's widow in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections when it came to giving him that ticket. But look at how he's campaigning in West Bengal and look at how he's campaigning in Bihar. The kind of leaders who do this crisscross campaigning where, in states where they don't have any stake in, it's rare in the BJP. For instance, Yogi Adityanath, who of course is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, is another such star campaigner who's campaigned in Kerala, he's campaigned in Telangana, he's campaigned in Andhra Pradesh. But what gives Tejasvi an edge over Yogi Adityanath, of course, he's much younger. Tejasvi, by the way, is not even 30 yet. And he can talk saffron without donning the saffron robe, unlike Yogi Adityanath, which is, useful for the BJP when it wants to target the youth, but when it wants to target the youth that actually would want to follow the politics of majoritarianism that the BJP does. Now, let me read out some of the comments that Tejasvi has made in the past to qualify why I say he can talk the party's language and talk toxic when needed and on demand. His Arab women's orgasm and Shaheen Bagh Mughal's remarks are infamous. Then in 2018, he tweeted, "Call me a bigot, a communal fanatic or whatever, but singular reason for BJP's defeat in Jayanagar is the complete consolidation of the Muslim vote. Look at the below numbers, from a Muslim locality. BJP must really become a Hindu party and not just be perceived as one." Earlier this year, he again pursued the party's majoritarian agenda brazenly when he tweeted that the control of state powers by Hindus is absolutely essential for the sustenance of dharma. So Tejasvi is a bigot who knows it and is not afraid to say it. And what more can the BJP ask for when it is looking for a second generation face? Now, it's also important that the BJP does not seem like a party which is just running on its current successful stint. It needs to project itself as a party of the future. It needs to project itself as a party that has a future. And Narendra Modi and Amit Shah need to be seen as grooming youngsters. If you look across states, you see that there are party leaders, there are regional leaders who are strong. Nationally, as I mentioned, there are only two leaders who have that pan-national presence and appeal, which is Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. But in states, they have strong regional strongholds. For instance, in Madhya Pradesh, there is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. In Karnataka, there is B.S. Yediyurappa. To an extent, there is Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh. There is, of course, Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh. But we'll know his mettle only if he manages to win the 2022 elections on his own. There is Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan. In Assam, they have Himanta Biswa Sarma, but he is not an RSS product, so that is a disadvantage for him. But they really don't have this pan-India young face. There are youngsters in the BJP. There is, of course, Anurag Thakur. There is Nupur Sharma. There is Guru Prakash. These are spokespersons. They are quite aggressive. They are widely seen. But at this point, Tejasvi, for the reasons I've mentioned above, seems to be the hot favorite. There is a big gaping hole in the BJP of a fiery young national leader who can campaign across states and who can be seen as someone who can speak for the party even on policy issues. At this point, Narendra Modi and Amit Shah seem to be favouring Tejasvi Surya to plug that gap, but how he takes it forward will depend entirely on how he conducts his politics. For more, log on to our website theprint.in to read my column Politics.